Hi, welcome to Workshop 1, Set up Ansible in On-Premise Infrastructure. So before jumping into the workshop, we need to set up our workstations to make it work in this demo. So first I'm just first going to visit the GitHub repository for Dev Mastery. So for that you need to http github.com/devmastery/Ansible. So now we are in Dev Mastery Ansible repository. In that we have two folders, artifacts and playbooks. Let me explain in further videos about these two. Now we just considering about the readme. Here I have mentioned about that what are the base tools which is needed for this Ansible demo. So for this demo we can use your own Ubuntu physical machine, or you can create virtual box, that is a VMs inside your Windows machine. So now I am going to consider we have only Windows machine, so and we don't have any virtual Ubuntu physical machine. So I'm taking this part for this demo. So I am considering you only have Windows machine. In that we need to have the following softwares should be available in your system. So let me go one by one. So Git SCM, what is it? Git source control management. It is used to have that sync files from the Dev Mastery Ansible site. So that's what there is no any other need for the GitHub. If you want, you can just directly refer, and you can go and download the zip file. But I am not suggesting that, because whenever I am putting any updates, so you will get it just cloning it. So for that reason I am asking you to install this Git SCMs. And next one is Oracle VirtualBox. So why we need Oracle VirtualBox? We need any one of hypervisor engine should be available in our system to create your VMs. So that's what I have chosen Oracle VirtualBox, because it's open source and free and also working awesome. The next one, to create the VM we need that Ubuntu image CD. So for that we need to download that Ubuntu ISO from this location. Okay, let me go one by one. First I am going to download the Git SCM. Just click here. It will take to this Git SCM site, and automatically the site will sense whether you are coming from Windows or Linux or Mac. So it sends it's a Windows. So you just click here, downloads for Windows. So it will start downloading it. Git 2.70 64-bit exe, and then since I already have this software in my system, I'm just cancelling it. Let me go back to that our GitHub site, and now I am going to download the Oracle VirtualBox. So click download. So we are in Oracle website. So here you can see that there are many platforms available. Since we are using Windows, the first link, so click here, click Windows installer. So it is coming around 112 MB of size. So I'm just cancelling since I already have this software in my system. Again, go back to that GitHub site, and then Ubuntu ISO. So just click that download link here. It will take you to that Ubuntu site, and then there are two versions available, 14.04.3 LTS and Ubuntu 15.10. But I am suggesting go with this first link because it is having long time support. So I am suggesting you to, and also it's proven and tested. So go and select 64-bit recommended version and click download. So here, if you want to download something to the canonical Ubuntu system, you can go ahead and download it. You can go ahead and pay it. Otherwise, you just click not now, take me to the download, click it. So it will make it a 0, and it will automatically, your Ubuntu ISO will be downloaded in your system. So it will have 1 GB space. So since I already have the things in a system, so I'm just cancelling it. Okay, let's see, is there anything needed other than this 3? No, that's all. So we need to have a sudo access in our Ubuntu system. So I will explain it later. So we have all 3 systems in our system. So I'm just exploring it. Yes. So we have Git, we have Ubuntu ISO, we have Oracle VirtualBox. So first thing, I am suggesting you to have that Git in your system. So just double click it, click run. So now the welcome wizard came. So just click next, and I am suggesting you to go with the default options, and you can use third one, which is if you want to like execute some Linux command in your Windows command prompt, you can choose it if you are well versed in that Unix commands. Okay, so but I'm suggesting you to go with the middle one if you are a primer for this Windows system. So next, and then I'm suggesting you to go to the default Windows style and commit Unix style endings. So I'm asking you to go with this, and then please go with the default console window, and then enable file system caching to improve the performance. Since my system already have that Git in a Windows system, so it is uninstalling and extracting the file again, and once it's freshly installing it in the system. Now it's almost done, the installation, and if you want, you can view the release notes. So as of now I don't want it, so I'm just unchecking it and click finish. And then let me go and check whether the Git is installed in my system using console. So to test that whether it is installed in the system or not, just go to the type git, and then you can use -- version. So you can get that. So we have the version called git version 2.6.3 Windows 0.1. So, and if you want to need any help, so you can use -help. So there are more helps are available how to use this things in the system. So there are different parameters. Actually in this video I am not really going to teach how to do that in many of the commands with the Git. So I can suggest you to go to any other Git help online tutorials. Okay, so now we have installed that. So now we need to have that virtual machines in our system. For that we need one hypervisor, which I already explained. You just click that VirtualBox 5.0. So click run. So click next. Since I already have the VirtualBox in my system, so it is asking to first remove and install from freshly. So I am not going to do that, and it is very easy to install that VirtualBox in your system. It's just a click. You have to click next and finish. So if you have any issues, please send me the mail at feedback@davemastery.in. I can help you out to install the VirtualBox if you have any problem. So now we have installed VirtualBox. So now we are going with uh, Ubuntu ISO to create the VMs. So for that, just go and from that your Windows menu, you can click Oracle VirtualBox. So you have that Oracle VirtualBox in your system. So the look and feel might be different because I already have some virtual machines which is running in my machine as a cluster, and so these tabs might not be available in your system. So don't panic. So now you will have this. Actually, you will have that the very plain vanilla window will be available in your system. So now we are going to create Ubuntu VirtualBox. So for that, you go to this click new button, and then so first we are going to create Ansible controller. That's what this demo all about it. So you just type Ansible controller. So in somewhat it is identifying automatically it is a Linux system. So you have all kind of things. If you want to create a separate Microsoft Windows virtual machines, you can go ahead it. And as of now we are interested in Ubuntu Linux system. So click that Linux, and then go to the Ubuntu 64-bit version, click next. So now we are going to select the memory size for the virtual machines. So my system have 8 GB RAM in my system. So if according to your availability, please choose your next. I am suggesting please go at only 2 GB RAM for this virtual machine, because it's just like a Ubuntu console is going to be there. So I am suggesting go to the 2 GB. That is far enough for this operation. Click next, and then go ahead with create virtual hard disk now. If you have already existing hard disk, you can select the option. So since we don't have it, so just create a virtual hard disk now, and the recommended hard disk is 8 GB because it needs a swap size and all. So I am suggesting you to go with the same default, and go to the VDI options, and then go to dynamically allocated. So that what is mean by that, suppose if the file system is more than that, if it is increasing the size of the system, so automatically can allocate more memory size from your hard disk. If you don't want it, you can go for fixed size. So it will not automatically expand your hard disk size. So I am suggesting you to go to the dynamic allocated. So this is the hard disk size. So by default it is 8 GB. So I am suggesting go to with that. Just click create. So it is already created. So you can see that Ansible controller, it is in power off mode. So I'm suggesting it for the demo. So always you go with the groups. So I'm going with that. So I'm just, you can use Control U. So it is started the group. So I can minimize, so I can focus on the particular group. So I'm suggesting you to rename it called Demonstrate Lab. So this is but you can put it any name, whatever you want it. So now we are going to install. So now our VM is ready, but we didn't install the ISO in this VM. So you just go and click start. So now we have reached this window, and then so you have to select that your ISO file from this browse button. So just click browse, and it will ask that the location of your drive, and so I'm just giving that whatever we got it latestly 4.14.0.3. I'm just click open, and then click start. So now we have reached the installations panel from Ubuntu, many loads. Okay, so now we have reached, and then in that there are two things. One is try Ubuntu. If you want to evaluate the Ubuntu, you can try this option, but we need that to real machines. So I am going to install, click this by install Ubuntu. Then it's having many default options, so you should have all the ticks has to be ticked. So that means that you are eligible to do this. And don't click this downloads updates while installing and install this software. So because it will take much time, and also it will download many of things which is unnecessary for our demo, because it will install mp3 players and then flash and then many hardware related stuff. So don't click it anything, you just go to with the default option, click continue. And then just choose the first option. Since we are having a separate virtual hard disk, so don't worry about it. So erase disk and install Ubuntu. So click install now. And then it's just a warning, actually it is going to be formatted. So since we have this fresh VDI disk, you don't have any problem. So just click continue. So you mention your region. So because I'm doing it from India, so it is automatically doing with Calcutta. So you can do whatever you want, Karnataka. So and then click continue. And you choose both English viewers and the keyboard layout. Now here you need to mention what kind of username you are choosing it. So I'm going to mention my name, but for easiness I am just putting my middle name. So computer name is Ansible Controller. I'm going to pick the username. So pick the username as Babu, and then I'm going to put my favorite password, and then required my passed into login. You just use the by default one and click continue. So it started installing it. Now we have reached installation as complete status. So it's asking us to restart now. So just click restart. Just click enter after a few minutes. So your virtual box will come. Yeah, now Ubuntu is starting. It's asking the password which you entered in while installation. But you can see that, so the window is very small and it is not actually, it seems to like a working area. So for example, if you see that, if I'm going inside the Ubuntu machine, so it is the workspace is very small, you cannot work on it. But there is a workaround which you can do it. It can supports the big screen also. So I'm going to demonstrate how to use it, because then only you can easily work on it. Okay, now your Ubuntu machine is ready in your Windows server, but that to make it the big screen, so what you have to do it in that Ansible controller menu. So you go to that the device menu, and then there is a thing called insert guest edition CD image. You just click it. Okay, so now you can see that there is a disk icon appears in your Ubuntu machines. So what do you have to do it? You just click run. Okay, so it lost the username password because it needs sudo access. So just give the password which you given while installation. So click authenticate. So what it is going to do it is going to install guest edition in your VMs, so that it can support the real VMs mode. We have installed that virtual guest editions in the virtual machines. So now it is asking to press return to close this window. Just like close the window and then just go and restart the session. Okay, so I'm just clicking restart. Now you can see that your virtual machine is in full screen mode. So it will enables us to work in more work area. So now I'm going to go inside. So now I am going to use our terminal to verify. You type terminal over here and then click it. Okay, so it's good. It's not worse actually. There is no CLS. Here there is a clear. Instead of CLS in Windows, here is a clear. And then dir will work as it is. In Linux mode, you have to use ls, so it can differentiate the file and as well as the directories in a different colors. So ls and directories you can use interchangeably, but if you use directory, you cannot see that the color modifications. Okay, now we are good to go to install Ansible. So now we are going to install Ansible. Now your virtual machine is ready. Now we are going to install Ansible. So what are the steps you need to go ahead to install the Ansible? Ansible you can install in different ways. You can install from the package manager, which is provided by the operating system itself. That is actually, if you use Ubuntu, you can use apt-get. So apt-get is actually a package manager which is from Ubuntu canonical team. But if you are using CentOS or Fedora, you have to use yum package manager. So there are different package managers available for different version of Linux. So since we are using Ubuntu, we are going to use apt-get. Okay. So for all the instructions, I already have created the artifacts. The artifacts number is 0001. So where you can fetch the artifacts. So just minimize the screen and go ahead in your Ansible repository and then click artifacts. So you can see that there are different artifacts is available. It might not be the same while you seeing in the video because it's every time it is getting updated. So you are interested as of today is 0001 Ansible installation MD. You just click on it. Okay. So I have provided all the commands for Ubuntu and Fedora and Red Hat. So as of now we are using Ubuntu. So go with this apt-get package manager. Okay, so to install Ubuntu, you have to install that software properties common tools. So it can enable that repository and then many common software which is needed to work with the Ansible. So I am just copying that first command and going ahead in that virtual machines screen and just right click, you can use Ctrl+Shift+V to paste the commands, but as of now it is not working because it will not allow any text or any files from outside because we are using VMs. So to enable that like copy paste from external systems, you just go to that devices and then there is a shared clipboard and go and check it bi-directional. So this will enable you to paste. So now just go and copy from that copy. So the clip code will be updated and paste it. Okay. So now I am going to hit enter. So you can see that there is a sudo in front of every command. Why you need a sudo? Because it's going to affect your system files. That's what we are using sudo. Sudo means it's a super user, and for that you need to have the sudo access for the system. That's what I have mentioned in that things in the previous section. So what are the things in the which is required to use the demo? So you should have that sudo access. That's what it's the fourth point which I am mentioned, so you should have sudo access. Since we have virtual machines, so you are the owner of this, you are the owner of the system, so you might have the password because you only provision the VMs, is it? So now just click enter. So it is going to ask that sudo password. Okay, please give it. Sudo is same as your master password which you enabled. So now you click Y because you want to continue. It is just giving that warnings. Okay, so now we have installed that all the software properties. Go to the next one. Go to the artifacts, Ansible installation, and then I'm going to use sudo apt repository and ppa Ansible. So go ahead. Sorry. Go to hover to your virtual machine. Just clear the screen using clear. So now I am going to paste it. So here you can see that what is called PPA. Why you are adding a repository? Is it? So by default, the Ubuntu have their own official repository from canonical team, but that in Ansible team actually have the separate repository to have that Ansible binaries in their own place. So here what is meant by SPP? It's a personal archive. So it's a personal archive which is Ubuntu is allowing other third party or community guys can create their own repository and they can add it. So that's what we are doing it. We are adding their personal archive from Ansible team. So and we are adding the repository. So just click enter. This time it is not going to ask the sudo password because it's already having a memory. And you can see that there is a warning because it's from Ansible. So just click enter to proceed. So it's created two GPG files in a temporary locations, and then it is also verifying from the launchpad from the public key. So now it is successfully we added the PPA repository from Ansible. Now go ahead and go to these things. So sudo next command is sudo apt-get update. Why we are doing it? Because so now we have added the repository, but Ubuntu doesn't know from that actually what are the places it can fetch from the packages. So for that you need to update the system. So we are using sudo apt-get update. Click enter. So now it is going to fetch all the things because just now we added that launchpad. You can see that. So it understands that there is a PPA which is new PPA is available. So that's what it is pulling all the files from that PPA, as well as that it is actually pulling other files also because this is the first time we are updating the system, so it can fetch all the repository updates. Now the repository is getting updated and then we got a success. So it is around 3 MB file is getting fetched. So now just clear the screen and go to that the fourth step, which is really installing that Ansible from that Ansible PPA. Just go to the fourth section. So it is we are going to install Ansible by following this command. Sudo apt-get install Ansible. So now the Ubuntu can understand where the Ansible binary is available. So now you just hit enter. Okay, just click yes. Now you can see that everything is success. So that means we have installed Ansible. Just clear the screen. How to verify the Ansible installed? Just give that CLI Ansible -f version. So now you can see that, so you have installed Ansible 2.0.02, and there is a configuration file which is Ansible maintaining in a unique globally. So that is this location. Okay, so that's it. So you have Ansible ready.